How does the right to be forgotten work for patients? Imagine wanting to erase certain parts of your medical history because you're worried about privacy or personal reasons. The right to be forgotten allows patients to ask healthcare providers to delete some of their personal data. This can include personal details or photos related to plastic surgery procedures. But it's important to know that this right isn't absolute. Healthcare providers must balance this request with their legal and ethical duties to keep accurate medical records. These records are vital for ongoing care, legal accountability, and public health safety. When a patient requests to delete data, the provider will review what can be erased. If the information is no longer needed for treatment or was collected without proper consent, it might be eligible for deletion. However, core medical records like surgical notes, treatment history, or clinical photographs used for documentation usually must be kept. These records help ensure safe future care and are often required by law to be stored for a minimum period, which varies by jurisdiction but can be several years. Healthcare professionals, including plastic surgeons, should seek legal advice when handling these requests. They need to carefully evaluate which parts of the data can be deleted without risking patient safety or breaking legal rules. Clear, respectful communication with the patient is also essential. Patients might feel vulnerable or worried about privacy, so explaining what can and cannot be erased helps build trust. From an ethical point of view, protecting patient privacy is crucial. But it must be balanced with the healthcare provider's duty to deliver safe, effective care. For example, deleting clinical photos used for treatment documentation could make it harder to make future medical decisions or verify past procedures. That's why many plastic surgery clinics have policies that respect patient rights but also preserve necessary medical information. In summary, the right to be forgotten means patients can request the deletion of certain personal data. Still, healthcare providers must retain essential medical records to ensure patient safety, legal compliance, and quality care. Each request is handled carefully, often with legal guidance, to protect both the patient's privacy and the integrity of medical practice. Always remember, if you have concerns about your data, discussing them openly with your healthcare provider is the best way to find a balanced solution.